The morning sun cast long shadows across the crystalline spires of Kethmaran as Ambassador Veltar reviewed the latest intelligence reports. 3 standard cycles had passed since the hegemony forces had surrounded their peaceful trade hub, demanding surrender and subjugation. The orbital blockade prevented any escape, and their defensive shields were failing incrementally each day. "Ambassador," his aide whispered urgently, approaching the observation deck where Veltar stood. "The human vessel has requested permission to dock." Veltar's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture of confusion among his people. "Human vessel? We sent no distress signal to Earth space. According to their transmission, they are tourists, sir. They claim to have been traveling the outer rim for vacation and noticed our situation." The ambassador's mandibles clicked in what passed for dark humor among the Kethani. Of all the species in the known galaxy, humans had perhaps the strangest reputation. They were relatively new to the galactic community, having achieved faster-than-light travel only 2 centuries ago. Most established civilizations regarded them as curious primitives, emotionally volatile, technologically inferior, and absurdly stubborn. Yet something about their arrival felt different. An hour later, Veltar found himself in the docking bay, watching as the human vessel extended its boarding ramp. The ship itself was unremarkable, a mid-sized recreational craft that any wealthy family might use for system hopping. What emerged, however, defied expectations. 3 humans descended the ramp, dressed in what appeared to be casual clothing. The leader, a female with graying hair and laugh lines around her eyes, approached with the easy confidence of someone completely unaware she was walking into a war zone. "Ambassador Veltar?" she asked, extending her hand in the human gesture of greeting. "I'm Captain Sarah Chen. My family and I were passing through the sector when we picked up some concerning chatter about your situation." "Captain Chen," Veltar replied, accepting the handshake despite his bewilderment. "I must inform you that we are currently under siege by hegemony forces. This is hardly a safe destination for vacationers." Sarah's smile never wavered. "Oh, we're aware. My husband Marcus over there used to work in logistics for the Terran Defense Corps, and our son Danny just finished his engineering doctorate. We thought maybe we could help." The casual way she mentioned military service and advanced education while maintaining the pretense of a family vacation would have been comical under different circumstances. Veltar was beginning to understand why humans had such a peculiar reputation. "I appreciate the gesture, Captain, but the hegemony has 12 heavy cruisers in orbit and approximately 10,000 ground troops surrounding the city. Your assistance, while generous, may be limited." "Oh, I doubt that." Sarah glanced at her family. "Danny, show the ambassador what you've been tinkering with." The young man, barely out of adolescence by human standards, stepped forward carrying what looked like a simple scanning device. "I've been analyzing their shield harmonics and weapon signatures while we approached. Their technology is about 40 years behind current human military specs, and they're using a pretty standard siege doctrine." Marcus, a stocky man with calloused hands, chimed in. "The orbital positioning is amateur hour. They've left their flanks completely exposed to a multi-vector assault." Veltar's confusion deepened. "Forgive me, but you speak as though you intend to engage 12 capital ships with a single recreational vessel." "Oh, we're not going to engage them," Sarah laughed. "We're going to remove them. There's a difference." What followed was the most surreal military briefing Veltar had ever witnessed. The human tourists spread holographic displays across a cafe table in the docking bay, mapping hegemony positions with casual efficiency, while Sarah sipped what she claimed was excellent coffee. "The problem with hegemony tactics," Marcus explained, "is they rely too heavily on intimidation. They position their ships for maximum psychological impact rather than tactical advantage." Danny nodded enthusiastically. "Plus, they're using standard comm encryption. I cracked it during our approach. They're not expecting any resistance, so their guard is completely down." "What exactly are you proposing?" Veltar asked, though he was beginning to suspect the answer. Sarah's expression shifted subtly. The friendly tourist facade remained, but something harder flickered behind her eyes. "We're going to give them a choice. Leave peacefully or learn why humans don't take kindly to bullies." The transformation began immediately. The recreational vessel split apart like a flower blooming in reverse, revealing compartments filled with military-grade equipment that definitely violated several galactic treaties on civilian vessels. Within minutes, What had appeared to be a family vacation ship had become a sophisticated command center. "Danny, start jamming their communications," Sarah ordered, her voice carrying the authority of someone accustomed to command. "Marcus, begin target acquisition on their flagship. I want firing solutions on all 12 ships within 10 minutes. "Sarah," Veltar interrupted, "even with your apparent military background, 3 humans cannot possibly—" "We're not alone," she replied, checking a tactical display. "The Aurora family is approaching from the Kepler vector, and the Johnsons are coming in from the asteroid field. Oh, and Marcus's brother decided to cut his archaeological expedition short when he heard about your situation." As if summoned by her words, new contacts appeared on the sensors. What had initially registered as space debris and background radiation resolved into human vessels, all masquerading as civilian craft, all converging on Kethmoran. The hegemony commander's surrender came 3 hours before sunset. It began with confusion in their ranks as their communications went dead, then panic as their sensors detected targeting locks from vessels that shouldn't have existed. The final blow came when Sarah opened a channel to the flagship and politely inquired if they were planning to leave before dinner, as her family had dinner reservations they'd rather not miss. Faced with the impossible choice between retreat and engaging what appeared to be a full human military task force disguised as tourists, the hegemony chose survival. As the last enemy ship disappeared into hyperspace, Veltar found himself standing beside Sarah on the observation deck, watching the sunset paint the crystalline spires in shades of gold and amber. "How?" he asked simply. Sarah's tourist smile returned. "Humans don't really do vacations the way other species do. We explore, we learn, we make friends." She paused, watching her son help repair the city's shield generators while her husband coordinated with other tourist families. "And we remember that freedom isn't something you can take for granted." "You saved us," Veltar said quietly. "We help neighbors," Sarah corrected. "That's what good neighbors do." As night fell over Kethmoran, Ambassador Veltar finally understood why the galaxy's established powers found humans so unsettling. They had labeled themselves vacationers, but they had left as liberators, and somehow that seemed perfectly impossibly human.